All right, good morning, guys. Happy Friday. So what we want to do today is we want to do a little bit of interpreting. And you need your notes. So this is the one that we printed out. Today what we're going to do is we are going to use tables, we're going to use graphs, and we're going to use equations. We're going to find slope on all of these. So for you to be really good at this unit, you have to be able to work between all three of them pretty seamlessly. So remember, our slope is our change. It's also called the constant. And remember, we love the fact that sometimes they use K with that. And also the constant of proportionality. And then a lot of times what it is it's also your unit rate. So all of those are different ways that you can explain slope. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find this table. And I've got x values and I've got y values. And what I want to do is I want to determine the slope from this table. So the first thing we're going to do is find our difference in y. So if I'm at 10 and I go to 8, that one is going down -2. If I go from 8 to 6, that's also going down -2. And then from 6 to 4, -2. So the difference in the y's is -2. Now I want to identify the difference in x. So from 5 to 8 is 3, 8 to 11 is 3, 11 to 14 is 3. So the difference in my x's is 3. So now I'm going to put my y difference over my x difference. And if it would be something that it could be simplified, I would want to do that. So my difference in y is -2 over 3. So this is a negative slope. Your slope is -2 over 3. That's my slope, -2 over 3. So that's how we do it in a table. Find the difference in the y, find the difference in the x, and put them over each other. It is always difference over y. We're going to put it down here because it is so important. So the difference in y over the difference in x. And feel free to pause this video whenever you need to write these things down. It's fine. Okay, so now we're going to go from a table, we're going to move over to the graph. So when you are trying to find slope in a graph, sometimes points will be labeled. In this one, they're not. So what I want to do is I want to find 2 points on here where it directly goes through a square. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. So there's my dots. That's going to help me be able to do the slope. Now I know this says draw a line up and over to connect, but for me, since this is coming down, I'm going to go down and over. So with that, how much did it go up? Well, remember, technically, it didn't go up. It went down 1. So guys, this is going to be a negative slope also. So you can tell that the line is going down. If the line is going down, it's a negative slope. And we'll put that in our math notebook in a little bit. So that's -1. And then it goes over 2. So it runs over 2. All right, so this is going to be important to us. Hey, the other cool part about this is if I wanted to, I could continue that slope. And it's going to be the same because it's a nice straight line. So down 1 over 2, new point. Down 1 over 2, new point. Down 1 over 2, new point. So as you can tell, makes little steps. It's a nice straight line. So I'm sorry, I can go back to this. So I put my rise, well, technically the rise is -1 because it goes down 1. And then the run is how far did it move over that way. So the run is 2. So my slope in this one is negative 1 over 2. That's my slope on this one. So far, we've got how to figure out slope on a table, the difference in the y values over the difference in the x values. Simplify it if you can. And then if we come over here, from a graph, I want to find the difference between the points. So in this case, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2. So my slope is negative 1 over 2. So where we want to go now, a couple of other ways that we can work with slope. So this one is an equation. And in my equation, it's actually really easy to find slope in an equation like this. This is called slope-intercept equation. You and I are going to get really familiar with it when we start working on linear equations. So find the number in front of the variable. You and I both know that's a coefficient. Really careful. So it's the one that's got to be in front of x. Always the number in front of x. So in this case, what's my slope? This one's also a negative slope. Whoever put this together must be having an incredibly negative day. But since it's negative 4, that means that it would be negative 4 over 1. So think about that for a second. What that means is that if you graph that line, first, another negative slope, but that means it would be going down 4 over 1. Down 4 over 1. That's your slope. You can also determine slope from 2 points. And it doesn't matter what the 2 points are, the idea is still the same. So this one works pretty cool. So when you think about it, my slope, I've got 1, 6. Remember, the first number is always the x number, 1 and 6. And then my other one is 5 and 8. So now I want to find the difference from y. So the difference in y, this is going up 2. So how am I going to get from here to here? You're going up 2. Over here, how am I going to get from 1 to 5? The difference is 4. So my slope, remember, difference in y over the difference in 4. So my slope is 2 over 4. Simplified, that means my slope is going to be 1 over 2. Hey, finally, a positive slope. So if we graph that one, it would be going up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. That one is a positive slope. So let's do a quick little review. We have been able to find the slope in the table. We moved then and found the slope, the change in the graph. We did it really simply with an equation. And then we also practiced how to solve it if I just know 2 points that are on the line. Easiest thing for 2 points is really just to put them in a table, find the difference in y over the difference in x. Simplify if you can. All right, so what I would like you to do is I would like you to practice. So we're going to do number 1 first. And this one is just a straight table. And I'll give you just a little time to work on that one. Okay, let's see how you did. So if I want to do the difference in y, this difference is 5. And it looks like this is going up 2. Up 5, up 2, up 5, up 2. And so my differences, looks like all of them are 5 over 2. Nothing will simplify. So my slope is 5 over 2. Up 5 over 2, up 5 over 2. All right, so Get in a little closer on this one. You also have yours. I want you to find the slope of that line. Choose 2 points and find the slope. Okay. So if I pick 2 points on this line, it doesn't matter what 2 points I pick. They just have to be on that line. So when you look at it, I think it's really easy to go here from the origin to here. Those are both on the line. So if I want to, I know that I'm going to go up 3 over 2. Same thing would happen if we did this. Up 3 over 2. So remember, I always want to do my rise first. Give you a second to think about it. Our slope is 3 over 2. Up 3 over 2. Okay. Next thing, do it from the equation. All right. Remember, an equation is a really straightforward way to do it. This is lined up, ready to go. What I really want to pay attention to is I want to pay attention to the coefficient in front of x. 1/4 is in front of x, 1 over 4, so my slope. And this one would be 1 over 4. Up 1 over 4, up 1 over 4. Okay, last one that we want to practice on. Let's go ahead and let's find the slope from these 2 points. Sorry. Okay, so we said the best way to do it, most straightforward for most people, is let's just put them in a table. So there's x and y. 8, 2, first number is always x. And then the next one is 0 and 4. So if you think about it, now I want to determine my difference. So 2 to 4, we're going up 2. From 8 to 0, we're going down 8. So my slope is -2 over 8. And I want to reduce that. So that means my slope is -1 over 4. So we're talking about down 1 over 4, down 1 over 4. All right, so feel free to use these notes to help you determine the slope in the play closet. Good luck.